Good evening, friends, and welcome to interview preparation session. Today we'll be starting with some questions on Python. Okay. Okay, let's take the first question. Okay, let's take the first question for today. So, what are the features of Python? What are the features of Python? Let's take the first question. Yeah, what are the features of Python? Okay, so features, let us go through this. So it is a general purpose language. Okay, general purpose meaning it has a wide range of application. Okay, it has a wide range of application, meaning it can be used in data science, it can be used in mathematics, it can be used in statistics, it can be used in engineering, it can be used in business, it can be used in finance, stocks. Okay, so it has a wide range of applications in which this Python language can be used. Okay, then it is uh, free and open source. So it is free to use and also it is open source, meaning it has given the users, uh, you can say given the users freedom of just sharing this language with anyone else. Okay, you can also share the source code, you can copy, distribute among others. Okay, you can do so it is open source and free basically. Then next we are having uh, it is a highly interpreted language. Interpreted language. Okay. So interpreted language, you can run this code line by line. Okay. So it will give you the error at that runtime only. So line, if you are running a line, if you are having any errors, it will show then and there only. Okay. So we are having a compiler and an interpreter. So in compiler, what happens? First you write a program. Okay. Then this compiler takes the whole program. Okay. It checks for errors. And then if you are getting errors in the program, it will just show you where your errors are getting. Then you correct the errors again. Then you again go for compiler. And again, it will check for error. If you are still having errors, then again, it will give you that error. So it is a cyclic process if you are not able to correct your mistake. But in interpreted language, it will show you exactly in which line you are getting that error. If you don't want to run that line, you don't run, and you can run the next line. Okay, you can avoid that error like that. So it goes line by line. Next, you are having dynamically typed language. Or just say dynamic. Okay, dynamic language. Why is it called dynamic? Because when you are just naming a variable, suppose, okay, so at that time we don't know what the type of this variable is. Okay, only at runtime, while it runs through that line, will it know the type of that variable. Here you don't need to mention the type. So like in C, C++, you need to mention, so you need to write int a, then a is equals to 10. But here, no need to mention. You just write a is equals to 10 and we'll get a as an integer. If I write a is equals to a string apple, if you check the type, it will be a string. Okay, so it is dynamically decided what data type the variable is according to its value. Okay. Coming to the next point, free dynamic. Okay. Next is, yeah, it is portable. Portable. Okay, it is portable in the sense if I write a program, okay, I can save that as a file. That program can be saved as a file, and I can just transfer this file to another person. Okay, and if he opens the same program in his file, just tweaking a few things, he will be also able to work on the same code. Okay, so in that way it is portable. Also, next is it is OS independent. So along with portability, okay, if I am giving a person my program and he wants to run that, but he is having a different OS in his system. Okay, so he'll also be able to run because Python is OS independent. Okay, so if I'm in Windows or Linux, say, and if my friend is in Mac OS, he'll be also able to run my program in a system. Next, it has rich libraries. Okay, it has rich libraries in the sense Python has a community, is a community-driven programming language. Here, the community, it creates new libraries for Python. Okay, so these libraries can be used for various, you can say various uses. So suppose we are having a library for just mathematical things. So you can use that for mathematical calculations. Similarly, we are having a library for statistics. We can do all the statistical calculations in that. Okay. So Python is having a rich library as it is a community driven programming language. Yeah, correct. Okay, there are many others. Let's just keep it at this. Next, okay, let's take the next question. Okay, next question is, what is PEP? Okay, so PEP stands for Python Enhancement Proposal. Okay, PEP stands for Python Enhancement Proposal. So these proposals are a set of rules, okay, that specify how to format our Python codes. Okay, it is not a necessity. Means it is not necessarily the thing that we'll have to format in that way, but it is you can say directive. So direction. So we must do it like this. Okay. So this must be followed if you are doing it professionally. This PEP should be followed. Yeah. So Srikant, it has guidance to use Python. So basically it is just specifying which format to use our Python coding. Okay. After this, let us go to our next question. Next is, what are the data types? Data types in Python. What are the data types present in Python? Yeah, Shani. Correct. Okay, list, tuple, set, dictionary, int, float, string, boolean. Okay. Okay, let's group them. Okay. So first we are having numbers. Okay. In this numbers, we are having integer, float, sorry, float, and complex numbers. Okay. Then we are having sequences. In this, we are having lists. Okay, first let us take strings. Then lists. Then we are having tuples. Okay, this can be done another way. So we can take string as a non-numerical. Okay, instead of sequences, we can write this as this list, tuple, set, and dictionary. We can take it as a one thing. But this is also a type we can use. Okay, we'll be going through what are these. Then we are having set, dictionary, and last boolean. Yeah, I was forgetting. So list, tuples, set, and dictionary could be termed under this collection data types. Right, Sukha. Okay, but this can be also merged under sequences. So these three are sequences. Okay, because these are ordered, these are indexed. So it comes under sequences. Okay, now what is an integer? Integer is nothing but whole numbers. Okay, float are decimal point numbers, and complex numbers are having real and imaginary values. Format is like a plus b j. Okay, and then we are having sequences in which we have string, lists, and tuples. So strings are like anything in between quotes. Let me just give examples as well. So like 10. Okay, float is having example like 10.0. Complex is having example 2 plus 3j. String is like apple in a quote. List represented with a square bracket. Okay, can have different elements, different data types. So 1 comma a string a. Suppose tuples can also have different data types, but represented with a parenthesis. Okay, same data we can put here also. Okay, now set is represented with this, but sets have similar values. So like this. Okay, they cannot have duplicate values inside sets. Yeah, we rarely use this complex. Maybe in some scientific calculations it might be used. Yeah, but it is rarely used, you can say. Now dictionary, they are having key value pairs. Okay, so these keys serve as the indexes for those values. Okay, then boolean are having values like true and false. Okay, so these are all the data types. Next question, what is the difference between list and tuple. Yeah, tell me, what is the difference between a list and a tuple? Okay. Lists are mutable, tuples are not. Okay. Tuples are sequentially stored in memory. Yeah. Okay. Let us. Okay. Order we cannot change. Yeah. So that comes under mutable, immutable only. Okay. Uh, so lists are mutable. Mutable in the sense their elements can be changed easily. Okay. Whereas this tuple, we cannot change the values, are immutable. Okay. Next, lists are slower in operation than tuples. Okay. Lists have variable size, but tuples have a definite size. Okay. Then also in representation, lists are represented with a square bracket and tuples with this round bracket. Yeah, Shalom, correct. But lists are also ordered. Okay, there is an ordering, right? Okay, both are ordered, both are indexed. Both can have different data types. Okay, next. Means they are having a fixed size. Tuples have a fixed size, whereas lists do not have a fixed size. That is why tuples operate faster, right? Okay. Next, what is list comprehension? List or dictionary even, or dict comprehension. Yes, Sandeep, you are also correct. Lists are mutable, tuples are immutable, right? Yeah. So what is a list or a dict comprehensive? Used for coding redundancy. Okay. Okay. So basically this list or a dict comprehension, okay, you can say they are just another concise way to define dictionary and list. Okay. So we can just define our list in a single line or a dictionary in a single line using. Yeah, we can create list on existing iterables also. Yeah, right. So to do this, we can just write, suppose I'm creating a list here. So we can write x is equals to list I in uh, okay, I smaller for I in range. Suppose I'm giving a range 10. Okay. So what it will do? This list, this comprehension, this is a smaller. Okay. So it will in the range 10, it will create a list. So if I run this, we'll get x is equals to a list having values 0, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then range 10 means I think this would not be included. Okay. Or range 10. If I write just range 10, okay, it will be included. If I'm giving a slice, then it will not be included. Yeah. So something like this. Okay. Same for dict comprehension also will do. So for that, we can just write I is to. So whatever value you want to give. So I'm giving in accordance with I only. So I plus 1 suppose. Okay. Then again for I in range again 10. If I give, I think it 10 will not become. Yeah, 9 I think. Yeah. So by doing this also, Yes, we can. Correct. Yeah, Sandeep, you are correct. So it gives us a shorter syntax of writing so for creating this, we would have to write for loop, then we'll have to iterate over this range, and then we'll have to create I and I plus one. So this dictionary we'll have to create. It can, this all is being done in one line. Yeah. So if I run this, I'll be getting the same thing, but as a dictionary. So I'll be getting a 0 is to 1, comma 1 is to 2, and like that. Okay, last element will be 9 is to 10. Okay. Okay. Coming to the next question. Okay. What is the difference between py file dot py file and dot pyc file? So what is the difference between dot py file and dot pyc file? Okay. So let me tell you. So .py files are basically the Python source code files. Okay, they are Python source code files, and this pyc file are nothing but bytecode files. Okay, so when our interpreter, we have an interpreter in our Python, right? So what it does, it takes the source code file, okay, and it converts to that bytecode language. Okay, it converts this pyc file into a bytecode language, and this pyc file, so this is basically the file which contains the bytecode language of this Python file. Okay, so basically they are same thing, but it will have a shorter you can say size well compared to this py file. Okay, so this pyc file will be you can say, so next step of interpreter, this interpreter converts this into this pyc file, bytecode file, which can be used by the machine to understand the instructions. Okay, so this is the source code file, and this is the bytecode file which is created by the interpreter. Okay, this also you'll get this file when we are importing the our py file, means Python file, from a different source. You may get this file also. Okay, coming to the next question. Okay, next is, what is slicing in Python? What is slicing? Yeah, Sandeep. Correct. Yeah, next, what is slicing? Okay, we use slicing to get a range of elements. Yeah, yeah. Slicing, we can say it is used to access parts of sequences. So I already showed you, right? Sequences. Okay. So we can use this slice, okay, to get part, a part of this sequence we can extract using slice operators. Okay. So we are having sequences, strings, list, and tuples. So from this, you can use slicing operator to get a part of the that sequences. So suppose a string. Suppose we are having a string apple. Okay, I want this pp. Suppose, okay, I want this pp from this apple. So I can just write apple, from apple get me pp. So pp index is 1, okay, and index is 3. So what it will do? It will look for the index 1. So index 1 is here on P. Okay, this is at index 1. So it will take this. Then it will also take the second index. Okay, 1, 2 it will take. The third index is excluded. So when you write this, this slice, right? This is inclusive. Okay, this is inclusive, while this is exclusive. Okay, it is not included in your slice, but this is included. So one index it will take. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, right? So one index it will take, two index also it will take, but third index it will not take. So it will just, our answer here will be PP. Okay, this will be our answer. Okay, this is called slicing. So this operation can be done on list as well, string, list, and tuple. We can perform this slicing operation. Okay, so in this we have another thing. Okay, so syntax is like start, then yeah, start, stop, then we are having another thing, step. Okay, if we give this third parameter also, what it will do, if I give this parameter, it will jump over that many characters. So if I give 2, so if I am giving 2, so if I am giving the whole thing, so suppose I am giving something like this, s2 space s2, then 2. If I'm giving this for this apple only, suppose, okay, I'm giving this. So it will, I'm saying take the whole, uh, start from the start index and at the end index. So if nothing is given, it means the start or the end. and step size is 2. It means it will jump over one of the element. So AP, first AP will be taken. Okay, from AP it will take A. Okay, so A will be taken, then it will jump over this P to the next P. So this P will be taken again. Okay, then it will jump over this L, it will come to E. We'll get this A as our output if we write like this. So we are having the step size also. Okay, coming to the next question. Okay, okay. Next is, what are keywords in Python? What are keywords in Python? Yeah, Srikant, correct. So keywords in Python are reserved words, right? Okay, and they cannot be used as a variable. We cannot use this names as variables. Yeah, yeah, Srikant, correct. Sandeep, you are also correct. And there are a total of 33 keywords in Python. Okay, at present we are having 33 keywords. And if I am to give any example, so for example, and or not, okay, if, else, for, while, we are having so many things. Okay, okay. Next question on data frames. So how can we concat two data frames? Uh, Not concat. How can we combine two data frames? If we are having two data frames, how can we combine them? Okay, Concat, okay. Yeah, so we have two methods basically. One is merge and another is concat. Okay, either we can use merge or concat. Yeah, so for concat, for merge we have df dot merge. Merge is a function which we can use. Okay, but here we have to give on which, on a column we will have to merge. So we'll have to give the column name which should be you can say similar. So we'll have to give that column name. So suppose SL number, serial number, if we are having, we can merge like that, or we can use concat also. Okay, so concat df dot concat. Okay, then we can just put uh not df pd, sorry, pd dot concat. We can put the data frame name here, df1 comma df2. Okay, and if it depends which way you want to means combine it. If you want to do it column wise, you'll choose axis 1. If you want to do it row wise, you'll choose axis 0. Okay, so axis you'll have to choose either 0 or 1. So let me give example of column wise one, because this is what we do generally. So axis 1. Okay, here also we have a parameter join. If you want to join according to you can say key, you can use join function. So you can use inner join, outer join, all those types of join you can use. Okay, coming to the next one. Okay. How is memory managed in Python? How is memory managed in Python? Okay, by extracting the particular function from particular. Okay, you are telling pertaining to a library. Okay, but here I'm asking in Python generally. Okay, so in Python we are having a heap space. Okay, heap space. Actually, three things together manage this. So we are having a heap space where all the objects and data structures. Yeah, Python memory manager is one of them. So heap space contains all the Python objects and data structures. Okay. And this heap space for allocation, we use Python's memory manager. Okay. We use this Python's memory manager. So what it does, it allocates the heap space for Python objects. Okay. The heap space is allocated to Python objects by Python memory manager. So Python memory manager. So see, allocation is done. So everything is contained in heap space, and Python memory manager allocates the data from this heap space to different objects. So this is done. Okay. So after this being done, what do we what is needed to be done? So next is recycling. Okay, for recycling, we are having an inbuilt garbage manager. Okay, we are having a inbuilt garbage manager. So its job is to recycle all the unused memory. Okay, it recycles all the unused memory so that this memory is available for heap space. Okay, it recycles all the unused memory and gives it back to heap space. Okay, so these three together work as a team to manage the memory in Python. Okay, next, what are sorry, what are local variable and what sorry and global variable? Okay, what are local variable, what are global variable? Local variables are outside function and can be used in entire script. Okay. Okay. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So basically, global variables are the variables which are declared outside of a function. Okay. It can be used inside of a function also. It can be used outside of a function also. Okay. But local variables, on the other hand, local variables, they are the variables which are declared inside of a function. Okay. So a simple example for this is in the for loop. So we use for I in this list, suppose. Okay. So this I is a local variable. If outside of the list, if I'm saying what is I, it will not be, you cannot uh, find this I outside of that. But in this for loop, I has a value. Okay. Yeah. So you can say any variable which is declared inside of a function. It is known as a local variable. Okay. And this variable is present in the local space only. If you ask for this variable in the global space, you'll get an error. Okay, let's take a last question. Okay, I will close with this question. So what are functions in Python? What are functions in Python? Yeah, Sandeep, correct. So here a function meaning that user defined function. Okay. So question is, what are user defined functions? Yeah, right. Functions are used for that. Correct, Srikant? To avoid code repetition. Correct. Okay. Let me tell you. So function is nothing but a block of code. Okay. So it is a block of code which is executed only when it is called. Whenever you call this function, only then it will be executed. Okay. And for this, we use the keyword def. So we define the function using the keyword def and then function name. And after that, we define a block of code which this function, which contains the functionality of the function. All right. Yeah. And it can be reused. Yeah, correct. Yeah, Srikant, you're correct. Also, Praja, you are also correct. So with this question, we are at the end of our session. Okay. We'll just, yeah, it is time. We will just close it now. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, friends.